right, so we're going to move into some news. Some nerd news. Nerdy news. Here we go.
Nerdy news time.
Yeah. Nerd news roundup. So, first thing, I'll do this quick. Right.
This is the worst.
First
You
thing
better make it.
First thing we're going to start with
I have
is
to like cut this, and it's like you guys are
Zack
so...
Snyder's. Obviously, Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was the 1 year anniversary since the release on March 18th.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so
Does that mean it's been a year since we started the podcast?
it'll be a year on April 6th, I think, is our first podcast because we reviewed the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Anyways, so people were hashtagging it, restore the Snyderverse. People were putting stuff out there.
As you do.
As you do. A couple things that kind of happened is Wayne T. Carr, who's an actor who Zack Snyder cast as...
Is that a real name?
Yes. Wayne T. Carr. He was cast as Jon Stewart in the Snyder Cut. Zack Snyder filmed the scene of him coming to Earth and talking to Ben Affleck's Batman. And Warner Brothers said that he couldn't put that in there because they had plans for him in the future. So one of the big things that happened was Zack Snyder had released a behind the scenes picture of him in the mocap suit, in his driveway. And then what happened was, the actor released the full picture, like completely done and finished in VFX. Now, a lot of people were saying the only because that's Warner Brothers property, and the fact that he released it and no one said anything, they weren't asking him to take it down, is proof that things are happening with the merger, that we're going to get more.
Is it proof?
It might be.
Is it proof? Or do they not care who Wayne T. Carr is? They're like, that guy can, bro, post that.
They don't like negative stuff, so they're like, oh, yeah, keep it up.
Well, here's the point.
Engagement.
So he's doing this.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
But it's not really good engagement for Warner Brothers because they're, especially if they're saying we have other plans, they don't want another, if they're going to announce another actor playing.
Well, after the merger.
Well,
all press is good press.
I don't know about that. Anyway, so that's one thing.
It literally
really is.
That's,
it really is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it is.
Anyways, the next thing. So Clay Staub.
Quick, say something racist.
Clay Staub.
We'll get some good bad
who
press.
is the second unit director on a lot of Zack Snyder's movies. He did Justice League, BVS, among others. He's been posting for months about don't give up hope, have faith. And he posted a thing, like a screenshot of the movie Excalibur, which...
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you know anything about Zack Snyder, he had like a lot of his influences for the Justice League, Batman v Superman, comes from Excalibur. And he...
Ripping stuff off again, I see.
Throughout the aspect of building up hype for releasing the Snyder Cut, he would use like quotes from the movie. Yeah. Anyways, so Clay Staub had posted a thing and said, you have to look closer. And there was a thing that said, release the Snyder, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. But the interesting thing is...
restore or release?
A restore.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is he did the same thing before anyone knew that the Snyder Cut was coming. He dropped screenshots dropping hints that it was going to happen. So people are saying, like, if you go back to his other posts, they look really similar. So people are saying it's going to happen. There's been more headers changed from people in DC. Ray Fisher just rechanged his thing.
His Twitter is all
like, so there's actually a lot of people that are saying that pretty soon we'll find out in April that things might be happening. So that'll do it. I just wanted to drop that stuff.
That's cool.
It was a great day. A lot of people tweeting. We trended all day. I was on a bus going to Seattle and retweeting and hashtagging.
Did you guys win that Twitter war? Where you were spamming 30 days?
Well, we don't know yet.
You don't know
but
yet?
we think we won it. Although, here's the thing.
They're getting censored.
Yeah.
We are. So an article came out saying that like the Zack Snyder's Justice League was leading and Army of the Dead was leading by a ton. And then another article came out saying like No Way Home is running away with this, like Oscar favoring. But you can actually look up the numbers. And No Way Home was like 10%. And Zack Snyder stuff and everything else. So people are like, they're just going to give it to no. Anyways, I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories, guys. Anyways,
I mean, that's
all.
Really.
That's all I'm saying about that. A great day. Hopefully we get more. We'll move on to the next thing because I know some of you guys are getting tired of this. Some video game news.
I enjoy it.
Some video game news. The Witcher, they announced a new game is in production.
Did they give a title or no?
No, they dropped a little poster, though, that looked pretty sweet. But they said it's going to be using the Unreal Engine or
Unreal 5.
Unreal 5.
Here's a question. Is it going to look like Henry Cavill?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably keep the same thing they've been doing. I've never played any of those games. I don't know if any of you guys have.
They're not my type of game. I tried playing Witcher 3, and I know that a lot of people like that game. It's not my type of game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Here's my question, because I don't know much about this gaming
For
stuff.
me, yeah.
When they say it's in development, what does that mean? Is that like 5 years from now it's going to come out? Something like
it
that?
could be up to 5, but I mean, if they announce it, it's probably like 2 or 3 years out.
Okay.
It's pretty stupid to announce it when it's 5 years out because all games take like 5 to 6 years for development. They don't say a word about it.
Yeah.
Don't tell that to Nintendo, bro. Metroid 4.
Blizzard, right?
Don't even get me started with Metroid.
Blizzard. Hasn't Blizzard done that with like Diablo and stuff where it's like, oh,
No.
no?
I mean, okay, yeah, Diablo 4, yeah, they've let us on for quite a long time, but that was a whole new game. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I think it was about 3 or 4 years out. So yeah. I just think it's foolish to I just don't remember the last time except for like Star Citizen, which is always in development. That's a PC game. But yeah. I think it's bad
Stardew
practice.
Valley.
Stardew Valley. I think it's bad practice to announce it.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's like 2 to 3 years. But that's still, it still feels pretty. Did they say starting development or in development?
It's in development.
In development.
The next
So
Witcher.
they've already been working on it then. Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so.
What was the?
I bet we look at
what
2 to
was
3 years.
the last Witcher game?
Wild Hunt.
Okay,
It was just 3, I think.
is that? When did that come? Was that 2014 or something?
I don't know years.
I don't
bro.
remember.
I don't even know how old I
just
am.
know that they had. I almost bought it because they had like the trilogy or something you
yeah.
could buy for the Switch or something.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was like, do I want to get it?
don't
And then I was
know
like,
how that
and then Joel has played it, and he's like, you probably wouldn't like him, so I didn't.
Too much boning in those
I don't
games
think you
for
like
my
it.
liking.
Yeah, it's what?
It's too much boning in those games for my liking.
They just choose not to bone.
I don't think you have a choice. You got to bone.
Dude,
To be the Witcher, I'm pretty sure.
bummer. But yeah, so that's cool. I mean, I love The Witcher. I think Witcher's great. It's just an adventure RPG game. And so if you're into those, be hyped because I think that'll be really cool for people. So
I mean, I think it's going to look awesome.
dude,
Like Unreal Engine 5 is going to be sweet.
and by then they'll have it down because that's
Yeah.
the problem when they release a new Unreal Engine. They don't actually know how to eke out the best graphics.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite comparable right now from 5
Yeah.
to 4. But once they master it and they get down like, how are you supposed to be really efficient with the polygons and blah, blah, blah. It starts looking really good.
Polygon's a Pokemon, right?
Porygon. Close.
Yeah.
Did you guys try that Matrix?
Yeah. I
Unreal
did
5?
it. I mean, it looked really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It was it just looked like you were in the Matrix kind of a
Right.
thing. So like to your point, they're going to have it down by that time. And then like in the Witcher world, like I think that's just going to look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that'll be cool.
Next thing, we're in gaming, Hogwarts Legacy. They did the State of Play. I didn't watch it, but I know you guys probably watched it, and you guys have something to say. So let me hear it. What do we got?
For me, I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
There were some, like the gameplay was cool. The magic type of attacks that you're doing, like looks like you can combo them.
Yeah.
The only thing I have a question about is like, it seemed like a lot of the combat was like people waiting around for you to hit them. And then they were just kind of like waiting. I was like, how's that going to work out?
Yes.
That was the only thing that I saw that was like, whatever. But like, as far as world building goes, they're building a big world. You can go, the seasons change around. So different things happen while, in wintertime, you can go to Hogsmeade and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that was cool that they announced was the fact that you can be a dark wizard or you can be a light wizard. So it sounds like there's going to be kind of a dynamic, kind of like Fable.
You can be in any house too.
Yeah.
You can be Slytherin and be good or,
Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Shout out to the Hufflepuffs. But yeah, I think that was the one thing that was the most interesting to me was like that they will give you the option to see like, oh, I want to be a dark wizard kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We'll see how far that goes. But if they do let you basically, I mean, they made you, he was doing the killing curse. So I'm thinking they're letting you go all the way. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. There seems to be a lot of freedom in the game. And I think it's a good thing. It could be a bad thing, but from what I saw, I think it looks great. I think it is probably like what everybody's been wanting from a Hogwarts game.
Yeah.
Since the movies and the books. Yeah, I like that you can create your own character, like customize how your character looks, sort it into whatever house. Did you guys ever play Bully? It was an early
That's a Rockstar game.
Rockstar game.
No, I haven't played it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be different, but there are a lot of like similar, like, oh, you have to go to class and like learn these type of stuff. So I'm curious how that will actually translate to playing a video game when you're like sitting in class learning, charms or potions. But it was cool. Like you could use potions during like combat. I think that's a cool aspect. Yeah, I'm wondering what exactly like getting your hands on a controller and doing the combat, what that'll feel like.
Yeah.
Like, will it feel like more of the Arkham style? Will it feel more like something completely different? Like, yeah, I'm curious how that'll feel. But it looked great. It looked really cool. Yeah, like I said, the freedom aspect of the game, you can go seemingly anywhere. I don't know if you could go anywhere anytime, but you can go to Hogsmeade, you can go outside the castle, you go to the Dark Forest, you can go around the castle. I'm assuming the game is going to be just giant in terms of map size. You can fly a broom. You can fly a hippogriff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say about the game other than just it looks like what I've always wanted from a wizarding world.
So I think that's
video game.
I think exactly what you said is the big point from this state of play or whatever it's called. I think they're basically trying to get people hyped because they're like, this is what people want, and we're going to show people what they want.
Yeah.
And that comes with a little bit of like skepticism from me. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be truly open world. I think it's going to be story-based RPG. So there's going to be some railroading, of course.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's, you're telling a story and you're supposedly, saving the wizarding world. Yeah, the combat was kind of the standout thing to me. I'm like, I don't know how fun that might be or how it'll feel. It might feel very clunky. I like the aspect of I like the aspect of being able to counter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the combat looked really samey. That's the only thing that I would say because like it's all ranged combat, and then there's like 5 dudes just waiting to shoot you, and they're like, bang, and you're like, counter, and you're like, bah.
Yeah, you should be able to have a knife and be able to go up and stab people.
I want a dude who comes and tries to shank you. Yeah.
Welcome to the wizarding world.
But the guy who was actually fighting, like the main character, looked pretty like static. Like you move a little bit, and then I think there was a dodge that he did. He did a roll dodge. So there might be as long as that feels fluid, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
The RPG aspect of it, like having the room of requirement, it totally reminds me of like, I mean, that's where you do crafting. That's where you make potions. That's where you upgrade your skills. That's where you do everything. So that's like your base of operations. I think that's perfect. I thought when I saw room of requirement and that's what they're using it for, I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
The only problem I see with this game is that I wish that it was like, this is always going to be one of my main issues is I wish there was a minor feature of multiplayer. Because here's the thing. I think this game, the game that we're being presented with, should have came out 5 years ago. Like, there's nothing in this game that's, like, new. It's just, like, pretty standard adventure RPG aspects of it. So, I mean, it's good. And this is a long time coming. They should have made this game a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because Harry Potter works perfectly with this.
Yeah.
It's just, so I'm happy and I'm thankful that they're doing it. And I think it's going to sell pretty well. The only thing I'm concerned about is, I mean... Yeah, it's just going to be one of those games you play through and then, or you do all the collectibles or whatever, but that's it.
Do you think multiplayer is something that they could eventually roll out, or is that
I don't think so.
something that's like they have to rework a lot of stuff. And
yeah, that's like very. I mean, you totally can, but that sets you back so much, and then they have to worry about hosting servers, and they don't want to do that.
yeah.
So multiplayer, a big reason why they don't do it is because they're trying to cut costs and they're trying to keep it a little like more simple to code.
Sure.
Which is a bummer because how fun would that be if those like characters you make relationships with, the Slytherin dude and like the Hufflepuff girl, like your friends could play those characters and you're playing together. That would be like that. If they announce that in the next like year or like months, next month, I'd be like, I buy it easy. Easy. I mean, people are going to buy this anyway, but like for me personally, that would have been the winner.
Yeah.
That would have been a super big winner for me, but it looks really good. The RPG aspects of it look really dope. I think it's going to sell well. I think it'll be pretty popular. And then people will beat it, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's cool. It's cool. It looks good. I think the whole broom flying, I mean, you're only going to have so many areas. You know how you said you were like, oh, I bet the map's huge? I don't know. I'm a little suspicious of it.
Well, I mean, they didn't really
we'll see.
explain.
Hogwarts looks really big.
Hogwarts does look big. They said you can, you go to Hogsmeade, go into the Dark Forest, but like how big is that actually? Yeah.
But
Can you go to Harry Potter's house?
Yeah,
where his uncles are, or wherever.
Only underneath the stairs, though.
That was Harry Potter's not alive though.
100 years.
Oh, it's in the that's right. It's in the
This game takes place at late 1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably still go to his house.
Yeah.
Maybe you could go to the spot.
The plot.
where
It's
will be.
magic, guys. They can't look into the future. Come on.
So if the story's not good, Mick, are you still going to enjoy the game? Like, it's just the fact of being like, I can play a wizard and go to school.
Spellcasting, doing
Like, is that going to be enough for you? Hogwarts, bro. Wizarding school, bro.
I'm gonna
He
have
wants to
that.
get his
I'm gonna
letter.
have that moment where I'm sitting there in class playing a video game. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah, homework to do, guys.
I don't think it's going to be that much. I don't think it's going to be that.
No, they're killing me. I can't remember that.
That's an excellent question though, because I think that the story will be a big part of why I liked it. Because, like I said with The Witcher, I'm not like RPG stuff isn't my forte. That's not what I go to right away. So the story is a big part. The fact that it's Harry Potter is something that kind of draws me in, but I think the story will be a big aspect of me being interested in the game. And I kind of have like almost Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order vibes with just the feel of the game based on the trailer. And a big reason why I liked Fallen Order so much was because of the story and because of the character you play. I'm curious how much the character you play in the Hogwarts game will he or she have, that much of like, oh, this is a person. This is like, they have, emotions and background, blah, 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 like Cal Kestis does. The fact that you can customize your character so much, I'm wondering if you're going to lose that a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, I've always liked to play a character that like it's them, not me.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I know a lot of people like to feel like, oh, I am this person. But for me, like, I'm not creative enough. So I like to just play some other character, like, Nathan Drake or Batman or Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
So
You're
I'm
just going to make Harry Potter.
right. Put the scar right.
Barry Clotter.
I mean, I don't like myself in real life, so why would I want to play myself in a video game?
Yeah.
I like you in real life.
I'd play you.
I'm gonna make Josh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
The worst wizard
I hope
ever.
the story does look interesting though, because you're a student coming into it 5th year, which I don't know how. I'm wondering the reasons behind that. Like, were you at a different school and your parents moved and you have to go to this school now? Or
His friends from the Air Force.
Well, they said that he has special like access to ancient magic that
too,
the teachers don't have.
That's gonna be interesting.
I bet it's like maybe like he's a late bloomer. You know what I mean? And he has access to these magics later.
yeah, they said it was like some connection with like the more deep magic having to do with Hogwarts. So I'm wondering if he's like even like an ancestor from one of the 4 or something. Like, who knows?
I don't know, but that homie was calling lightning down on fools, dude. That was sick.
Huh?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So it comes out this year. They say end of this
Holiday,
year.
right?
So
Yeah.
we'll
Hope it
see.
stays because that was in my top 10.
Nice.
I don't want to look like a fool.
Yeah.
Like some other people.
Just some other 3 things. Just a quick thing. The first Avatar teaser is supposed to drop with Doctor
Avatar. I've
Strange
never heard
in theaters.
of. What is this?
Avatar 2, the James Cameron, this movie they've said they've been making for years. The people have come out and said, like, your mind's going to be blown. Like,
Who said this?
Zoe Saldana.
Is it the same
was
guy
like,
who
this
said it was
is
a horror movie?
Blue Angel.
Yeah, Blu-ray Angel.
Blu-ray Angel.
Anyways, we've talked about this. We've talked about the fact that we're not really excited for this.
I don't think anyone
Are
is.
you guys?
Avatar 2?
Has anything changed?
I forgot about Avatar.
Okay.
You know,
It's been too long.
Mick's getting excited.
I'll be honest here. When Avatar first came out, I did not get the hype. I didn't understand like why everybody loved the movie so much. It just seemed like the story-wise side of the movie, we've seen that so many times. So to me, that was like a big factor of like, I just don't care about it. I watched the movie
and you loved it.
like a month ago.
You didn't invite us, jerk.
Well, sorry. I watched the movie about a month ago, and I'll be honest, there was something about it that was like,
Mick was super excited. He's like, they're making a second one?
I was like, why am I enjoying this? Why, like, what about this? And I honestly, I can't explain why, but there was something about it that just grabbed my attention.
Oh.
I can't say that I'm like looking forward to this second sequence. Like,
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
Sounds like
What am I?
It sounds like you're confused, but
I'm
Put
always
Robert
confused.
Pattinson is your number 1. Now you're doing excited for Avatar 2. What have you done to Mick?
who are you?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to be I've never watched Avatar.
I am very intrigued to see it.
Me too.
Well, we're supposed to get the teaser, so I think after we see the teaser, we'll have a new conversation on if you guys are excited. Miss Marvel teaser, a new Disney Plus show that's going to come out here pretty soon. First impression, it's not for me, but I think this might be a show that Maya would really like.
Your daughter.
My daughter, my 5-year-old daughter. So I was like, I might just watch it with her. I thought there were aspects of it that I was like again, for me, it wasn't like, I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. But I was like, that might be like Maya would probably relate to it.
Yeah,
in the aspect. So to me, it seems more like a family, like, oh, let's watch this superhero show together.
It seems very designed for a younger
Yes.
audience, which is totally fine. It just, for me, I'm not that interested.
yeah, if they're not killing people, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
Ben Affleck's Batman
Yeah,
shows up and just starts snapping necks.
The one thing.
Fully automatic rifles,
Yeah. Jeez.
Restore the Snyderverse.
or else.
The one thing that you mentioning that it looked interesting, kind of it popped in my mind. It looked like it was very like daydreamy kind of a thing. Like it seems like she daydreams a lot,
yeah.
and so it seemed like there was a lot of like kind of like thought
The
bubbles
drawing,
and drawing and stuff like that. I was like, that kind of looked interesting. I wonder if it's going to be. If it was just,
I didn't know if that
teaser,
was just for
or
the
if it was
trailer,
going to
though.
be consistent through the show.
I don't know either.
I can see it being into the show.
Because I've seen trailers do that where they like do more
Yeah.
of that like, and then
Hi,
the
my name's
shows,
James. You're
yeah, and then
probably
the
wondering
shows
how I got here.
don't have it. So I'm curious if that was just a trailer choice or if that's actually how every episode is going to
I
be.
think it'll be in the show.
When is this one supposed to be out? Is that like next month or something?
I think so. I think
It's coming out soon. Yeah.
it comes off like Moon Knight comes out, and then that one's like around the same time as Moon Knight, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Which we're going to watch Moon Knight.
I'm going to watch Moon Knight.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Moon Knight-
and
Moon Knight
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
I'll go watch. I'll go watch that.
I bet. Let's go, dog.
When does that come out?
I,
Is that
April?
April.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's April.
We'll have a couple things to watch. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we got a lot of stuff coming. Last thing I just
you're
wanted
good.
to say. So we had our
Oppenheimer.
we had our Obi-Wan predictions,
New cast announcement.
and then the Nerd Age podcast got a message from a listener of the show, Garrett Dersma. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. If I'm wrong, Garrett, correct me. But he wanted to add a prediction to it. He says in the teaser, there's a guy in the alley that's kind of facing the Inquisitor, and he has his blaster out. And most people probably assume that was Obi-Wan. He's saying that that's Cad Bane because the A pistol is the same one that Cad Bane has. So that's his prediction, and he wanted to know what you guys thought. Would Cad Bane, do you guys think Cad Bane's going to show up in...
I mean, Obi-Wan and Cad Bane do have history, for sure. It would not feel out of place for him to show up. I'll have to watch that again.
Yeah, because I went back and watched it. The guy that has the blaster, I assumed was Obi-Wan. But then when you look at his blaster in the other scene that he is shooting on the rooftops, it's a completely different blaster. So I think he put it up on the page, so you can actually go. He kind of has circled.
Oh, nice.
it would make a lot of sense for him to, especially after Boba Fett. More people are being introduced to that character. So
I think it'd be cool. I think that would. For those of us who were bummed that he died,
we got a younger one.
They can be like, hey, let's just throw him in there and have kind of, whether he has another bounty going or he's working on something. That would be kind of interesting. A way to be like, oh, you're never really gone in Star Wars because we see you in the past.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. I'm not ready to say that, yes, I think he is, but I would say, I would totally love that if Cad Bane showed up.
I'll have to watch that again and see.
Corey hates Cad Bane, so he doesn't want it to do.
I think it's likely. Sure.
Okay.
I would lock in a yes.
All right.
Nice.
I'm not a pansy.
Whoa, he's not scared.
Whoa.
I am a pansy. I would love it's him. I would.
Okay, then I'm not locking in an answer. I would just guesses.
I would love it to be Cad Bane. I think that would be cool. And as long as
because they have a history and
as long as they come up with a good reason, like maybe has a bounty out for Obi-Wan or something.
And I don't even think it would be like he's in every episode, but to be like show up in a there's a shootout and he's like, oh, Cad Bane shows up, like. To me, it'd just be kind of.
Just like, cool. I heard there's a shootout going on. Hey, guys,
I have to be there.
But it is kind of interesting that it's the same
I can see it happening.
gun. I also heard other people saying that it's Cassian Andor. Like that's another rumor that because there's another show and it could be around the same time that they might be able to do something like that. So I don't know. There's the thing that's cool is there are several options and several things. I mentioned that to Garrett, and he's a big Star Wars fan. And he said. Andor's blaster is different than that one, so take that.
I wouldn't mind seeing Cad Bane in Andor while we're at it. You know what I'm saying? Just like future, throw him in there. Throw him in Andor.
Put him in everything.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying, C-Dog?
Throw him in Moon Knight.
Bad Batch season
I don't
2.
care as much about
I love Cad Bane.
Andor. No, Andor I'm not as excited about.
Do you know what the worst thing about all this is? Apparently they're making a Cad Bane Lego set. Mm-hmm. His ship, $160.
Yeah, what do you expect?
$160. That's insane.
Nah,
I'm willing to pay $100.
I don't know what
That's
how
lot
big
of
his
money.
ship is. Anyway,
it's not as big as a Star Destroyer, and that's how much a Star Destroyer costs.
That's a lot of money for
160?
plastic.
Come
For
on.
plastic, bro.
Come on.
yeah, but you display it. It's cool.
Better be metal
Like,
pieces.
did you guys see the DeLorean?
Yeah, the
Lego
DeLorean's
DeLorean?
sick.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to get that. I have to.
That one's, I think, 160.
Okay.
But it's pretty sweet. The problem is you have to buy all three, so you can create all
That's
three
not a
different
problem.
models.
Are they doing that again? They're doing that too?
Yeah, you can build it to be the one from the first one, the second, or the third one. So obviously they want you to buy it 3 times, so that you can have every single different one. You gotta go with number 2 though, because it's got the wheels that fold up, like it's flying away,
I mean,
and it's got the platform. So.
Do they have the train? Are they going to make the train from the third one?
Oh my gosh, that thing is amazing, by the way. Can you imagine? It's like an ultimate Lego. It's just like giant.
So thanks, Garrett, for
thank you
posting
for-
that and asking the question. And if you guys have any other questions, just drop it on our Instagram or our Facebook or anywhere you can.
Down on the YouTube channel.
And we'd love to discuss kind of your ideas on anything.
We like to hear from you guys. So
You guys have anything else? You guys?
Just make sure we have a giveaway.
We do have a giveaway.
So I'm going to keep saying on every episode we do, but yeah, just in the description underneath this episode, you'll see a link. So just make sure to enter if you want to win a Batman poster. It's from the Batman. Very cool poster.
number 1 best Batman.
number one best
one.
Batman
And
in the
we'll
world.
post it also on our Facebook and our Instagram,
course.
so you have
you'll see.
options. But make sure you do that. Thank you for listening, for watching wherever the podcasts are out. And
we broke 100. We're at 120 subs on YouTube, which is amazing. So,
moving on up. There we go.
Thank you so much, guys. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So we appreciate it, and I guess we'll see you guys all next week.
Cool.
See you later.
Adios.
Bye.